Yeah, so IFS has lots of modules, right? As even for CAD Talk, right? There's an engineering module, and there's a manufacturing module, and there's a projects module. Steve, one of the things I've seen is that a lot of customers in IFS have project-based needs, but they don't always implement projects. At least in my experience, maybe Dylan, you have something different right away. Do you see that as well, Steve, as a more of a stair-step approach into those projects, or?
Yeah, I do. I think that the earlier you can get a solution in place and then build on it is important. And the integration that you're providing now through CAD Talk into IFS, um, it is something that can be built on and matured. So you can get a very quick solution in place, which transfers the bombs, the routings. But one of the things I picked up on from the previous project that we did, Jeff, was that ability to actually automate the process of creating additional information that is very high value add through the process of the bomb explosion and creation. The routings that could be automated by having standard routing templates, and then a costing process that can go through and cost those. Um, you can expand, if you like, the level and of integration that you can perform in the front end of the engineering business to manufacturing. And you can have workflows that route that information for approval by the people in manufacturing. So you've got this handoff between engineering and manufacturing, and obviously there's a change control process in there that's really, really important. So as things go through revisions, you remember on the previous project we were working together, it was a very fast automotive type environment, and the number of changes per day was significant. And so having that workflow that that could respond to that was really, really important. So I think it's not just about the data accuracy, but it's also the workflows and efficiency that you can build into those kind of processes to make them robust and resilient, and inform people that need to make those key decisions in a timely manner. Just makes things so much more efficient. So there's significant savings, I think, and opportunities that can be had by doing these projects. And obviously, you talked about projects as well. So not only is it the data around engineering, but being able to create a project automatically and then populate that project is again another powerful tool.
Steve, Dylan, thanks a lot. This has been real educational for me. Hearing about, Steve, your perspective on how IFS and how manufacturing companies can handle with tariffs and changes and flexibility, and Dylan, your experience with our customers. Um, as a sum up, do you guys have some key takeaways here? Just in your experiences, both working together and working with projects.
I just want to, I can answer that, of course, but I just wanted to ask, is there any questions in the chat that you probably want to pick up on before we take that last question?
I'll come off mute to let you know we did have a question in the chat from Sala. He asks, what are the key touch points between CAD and IFS for manufacturing?
Well, Dylan can answer that probably better than me, but I'll give it a first shot, Dylan, if you
I'll
don't
let you
mind.
go
So
first and then I'll correct you.
thank you very much. So so engineering wise, obviously you've got your bills of materials, and so in IFS there are a whole series of objects that need to be populated in a sequence. And so the CAD tool, CAD Talk, has a number of connectors with all of the business rules of how to populate each of those objects. So you can go straight to product structures, routings, inventory part, purchase part, manufactured part. You could go into engineering part and part revisions and part structures. So there's a number of objects there, but basically you choose the mapping between your existing CAD system and IFS, and you identify each of the objects that need to be populated, and you understand what the rules and transformation rules are between those objects. And very, very quickly you can get up and running with a prototype, which allows you to sort of refine those processes and those mappings over time. So now as I've answered, Dylan, I'll let you answer properly.
Yes, Steve. No, that was really good. It's almost like we've done a couple of these together. Uh, So to Steve's point, with manufacturing specific, we would be working towards master parts, inventory parts, some of that inventory part planning data, uh, part manufacturer and manufacturer part number, supplier for purchase part, and then the product structures and routing structures. So upon that kind of engineering change workflow that Steve has talked about it earlier today, being able to create new revisions of the inventory parts and product structures, but also we have the ability to integrate with the engineering parts and engineering part revisions with the part structures that way, and always working with the master parts and then project deliverables as well. And to Steve's point, CAD Talk is, it's a transformation engine. So we're finding that information from CAD, finding it in IFS, figuring out what those business processes are that need to be enabled through that transformation, and configuring the rules to be able to transform that data from CAD into useful information on all of those different objects that Steve and I have talked about inside of IFS.